What is that? I don't even know what that is. What's going on in here? Come on. What's going on, guys? You ever got a sink stop that doesn't work? This thing does not stop this sink for nothing. Maybe I'll try this one. That one's working. Alright. See if I can move this a little bit more. Pizza cutter. Alright. What's going on, guys? I'm 8 years old and Roblox super gamer. I don't play Roblox, but you probably could anyways. But I don't think I've ever even seen what Roblox looks like. I can't tell from my hat, more of a Call of Duty guy. And I'm very terrible at that game, so yeah, I don't know. You guys, I'm getting a couple things done before the DoorDash tablet starts going off. I'm gonna make some pizzas in here pretty soon. You're about to see the best pizza of your life. To stick around long enough. You guys, give me something to talk about while I'm getting these dishes out of the way. Not Roblox. What do I earn? Okay, so I'm self-employed and I run 3 different businesses. Between all 3, for 2024, I took $50,000, which, I don't know, it depends on how you feel about it, because I swear by the time everything was paid, I was still broke enough to be eating peanut butter sandwiches 4 days a week. So it's not a bad amount of money, but I've got a high amount of overhead, you know? But I do, if you want to know those businesses, I am the controlling owner. There's two owners, but I'm the controlling owner of a restaurant. Then I run a sign and vinyl business and a recycling company. We don't do too bad. I've got 2 employees part-time. It's not too bad. I work really hard. I work probably more than I should for the amount of money that I end up with. And then out of a big chunk of that, seems like my ex-wife gets a big enough chunk of that. So, fun, right? Thanks. Wait till you see the pizza, it looks a lot better. If the DoorDash tablet goes off. I'm just getting the stuff I need the most. It really will be the best pizza you ever saw. Maybe. A lot of people tell me that, though. So it's not like I'm just making it up. That's for cutting dough, cutting bites. Jeez. Are you in America? You're British. Yeah, I am in America. I'm in Michigan. About, if you look on the map for Flint, I'm about 20 miles away from Flint. Love you long time, right? Am I doing it right? So from Amsterdam, wow. Hell yeah, man. If you guys, I don't know what everybody's interests are, but I do an awful lot of different stuff. So maybe hit that subscribe button, because between the different things that I do, you might see some cool stuff. Okay, that's all the stuff I needed up front. Oh, I'm gonna need this too. Definitely gonna need this. In fact, I need that right now. We're gonna prep some food, all right? Don't know geography. You know, here's the thing. I'm gonna take that on an individual basis, because I had a very good geography teacher in high school. It's been quite a while ago, but I was. Thank you. Take care. I had a really good geography teacher that had his way about kind of beating information into your head. So I was always getting good marks in that class. I can't speak for other people, but I didn't do poorly. That being said, though, there's a lot of school districts that are underfunded, and they don't really do so well. That's kind of a growing problem. We have overspent too much money. We're talking about our leadership. We overextend ourselves, and then we say, hey, we don't have money for this, we don't have money for this, and then they do budget shortages. Now the schools and things are getting less money because our leadership is overspent on things that they didn't need to. So it creates problems where schools are underfunded and then people don't know basic things. I need paper towels. All right, let's cut up some pizza toppings before the orders come in. Huh? We got something I can prop my phone up on. I think we're gonna do mushrooms first, and this bell pepper, and I need something to prop my phone against. Something heavy. I got something. Hang on. This should work. You like Dan. Someone has to. I don't recall putting my name anywhere on here, so are you somebody that knows me? It's Dan. This Garudas pal. I don't know where my where's my name posted? Hey, I've got a streak. I don't know if you can see that streak from the light, so I'm just gonna close this. Is that better? It's a little better. All right. Do these while I don't have to stress out about it. All right. Oh yeah, those are yucky. No, we're gonna go rinse those out, I think. It's actually really gross. Hang on, we're going back to the sink. I am, just for 1 second. Don't go far. Who did that? What is my address? No, thank you. I'm allergic. What, you know, we have some leaders that aren't so bad. And I will spare you all the political conversation because that's too polarizing, right? But, I don't know, there's good leaders and there's bad leaders, right? What do I think of Trump? Boy, that's a double-edged sword. If I answer that, hopefully you guys don't cancel me, right? I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for Donald Trump in 2020. In 2024, I had to really sit back and decide what I was going to do, and I still did. But man, over the last couple of years, speaking the way he does, it was very frustrating to me. He says too much. He talks too much, and he says a lot of things that are unnecessary. And I think that's where a lot of people get a sour taste for him. Some of the things that he says that come out of his mouth should never leave the head. As far as a matter of policy, I think it's pretty strong leadership. Trump is right to tariff the opinion. I think that a lot of countries for a long period of time, just the way he words it, a lot of countries have taken advantage of free trade and they've gotten rich. And they've gotten rich off of selling their products. And we've gotten no kickback from that. And I don't agree with that. How would I want to word that? I don't agree with that. And then the money that we do get, yeah, a lot of countries have. I think one of the bigger problems, though, is we talk about how these other countries get rich off us, but let's talk about our own leadership here. Like they're funded by tax dollars, right? And then they take that money and they spend it on the dumbest shit imaginable. Pardon my my French, right? But they spend money. The waste is unimaginable, just completely ridiculous. So if we're going to comment on all of that, we should also comment on the way that they just willy-nilly waste the money. It's not okay. They've red taped us into the ground. I don't know. I don't care for a lot of things going on. A lot of money going to a lot of places that I don't feel like I should be paying for. And I work pretty hard for very little. So when they do tax it and they spend it on dumb things, I get pretty angry. You guys, I think this is one of the better sets of mushrooms I bought at the store lately. There's been a couple times where they've been nasty and slimy, but these ones are not so bad. In a little bit, you're going to see the girl I work with. Amy's going to get here. I might still be live by then. I'm going to cut these on. I'm going to cut these up the way I want them, and she is not going to like it one bit. But I don't care. What is my country? The United States. Again, I live about 20 miles down the road from Flint, Michigan. So if you guys are familiar with like the big water pipe crisis that happened over there, that didn't affect me, but I'm right down the road from all that. Before anybody asks me why I'm doing this barehanded, because I get that sometimes, food code says I don't have to wear gloves for this because they're not being eaten until they're cooked. They're not ready to be eaten. I don't have to put gloves on yet. I don't like mushrooms, by the way. Oh, I'm so impatient, and I really don't want to be doing this. Huh? There's other people coming upstairs, but I didn't see the message retracted. Oh, well, that's not fun. I didn't see what you had said. There was a whole lot of retracted. Maybe you were going to give me a better way to cut these. Look at that. It's not a bad looking mushroom. Okay. Almost done, and I can move on to the peppers. Okay, I'm not doing any more. Amy can do the rest of this. These can go in here. All right, hang on, I'll show you something. Can you see the mushrooms here? No? There we go. That's what I was talking about. Hello, I am back. Hello, I'm Dan. I need a baggie. I guess I am going to do the rest of those. But... get these in here to make some room to do the rest. If you're wondering what I'm up to, these are for pizza toppings. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. That's not a knife. This is just it's a big pizza cutter. Crocodile Dundee. That has been a minute for sure. I'm just saying, it does cut these up much faster, doesn't it? Look at that. I would think this DoorDash tablet would start going off. It usually have orders by now. Is it on? Let me just peek at it. Yeah, it's live. Okay. Yeah, normally by this time of day, I'm making a deep dish or something. So let's give it a little bit. I don't know. It's been some random stuff out of that one for a while. Sometimes the chat cracks me up. Sometimes it confuses me. Good luck making any sense of it. All right. Mushrooms done. Let me get these ones put away. I'll rinse off this pepper real quick and get set up. I cannot tell you guys how much I don't care for mushrooms at all. I do not like them. It's not really my thing. Mushrooms done. Here in the fridge. I need to rinse these 4 things off. Hang on. Come back over here for a minute. Hello. Rinse these for a minute. I am making pizza toppings. We're using this little American Legion kitchen for a little while the big restaurant is being remodeled. So it's about 2 blocks away from here. We've been under construction for a little while, and these guys gave me a lease so that we could keep operating. So we do pizza and pasta 4 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday down here, and then I run my other businesses on the other 3 days. But this business, through a weird set of circumstances, I acquired significant ownership, but also control over the last year or so. And it's got a really nice bar and things like that down there. But this business has been in my town for 60 or so years, and it's very well loved. Yesterday we sold quite a few pizzas, so I ran out of a few things. So before the orders come in, I want to get a bunch of it done. Where's that cutting board? Because I don't want to be on the fly all stressed out, you know? What's inside of this puppy? That's gross. What is that? I have to trim all that out. How do you do that? Okay, let's go back over here. Nope, I forgot the big cutter. Hang on. All right, here's where we cheat. See the pepper? I'm just gonna go slice, slice, slice. We're getting there. All right. Imagine if that, if I did that and it just, boy, knocked all this stuff on the floor. How mad would I be? Because I thought for sure I lost those peppers all just now. Yes, I own, again, I own 3. Well, technically 2. I'm the co-owner of this restaurant. So there's me and somebody else. However, I own another company, and that company owns a few things. So that company owns a sign business and a recycling business. We pick up a little over 100 people once a week, and then we specialize in electronic waste, which if you go on my channel and you see all the repair videos and things, that's usually stuff that came in the recycling that I fixed so we could resell it instead of sending it to the gold refinery. So kind of a fun thing. All right, guys, how's that look? It makes me want Indian. Well, I'm not. You like spicy food? Just imagine Indian food is spicy. I don't know. You live in India? Here's a fun fact about what I don't really talk about a lot on this channel. So I'm 38 years old. Up until I was late 20s, I was an amateur professional wrestler. And I wrestled all around my state. Made a little bit of money, not a lot. But the guy who trained me actually recently, the last couple of years, was in India. There's a big wrestling school in India owned by a former WWE star, the Great Khali. And my coach was over there training as a coach at Colley's school, Joe Bird. So it's interesting. Good times. Kitchen, you're leaving India? Well, I don't know that this place would be a good target. It's not fun here. Alright, I gotta rinse this off. We're covered in yuck. I'm coming back. Don't go. Don't disappear. I'm just getting a drink. All right. So here's the deal. I don't know if you Bangladesh. Interesting. Very cultural group of people on here today. That's really cool. If you guys don't have this, yeah, it was a big. I picked the biggest bell pepper I could pick at the store. If you guys don't have this in your part of the world, you need to find it. This is the best, I swear. This is the sweet nectar of the gods right here. As they say, Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better. So, here's the DoorDash tablet. And just waiting for some orders. Look, this one came at the very... Is that one? Where's the one? That was just for one pizza, one mostaccioli, and bread bites. It's not a bad gimmick we have. Terry Bollea. You mean the blonde-haired big man with the Fu Manchu? It's well, he's been wrestling since the 70s, right? So that puts you, what, in your 60s or 70s? I'm gonna come sit out here until the tablet goes off. More comfortable. This is the temporary spot we're using, so. Until Amy gets back. Terry Bollea. I remember when I was very small, 8, 9, 10 years old, and I used to, so my mom worked at this factory, and so some days I would go to my cousin's to get babysat. And my cousin liked to watch Saturday mornings. WWF had a program on cable, and he'd like to watch this show. And he would always put these moves on me, and it hurt. I didn't care for it at all. It hurt, so I didn't want anything to do with it. I grew up a little bit from there later on in life. One day, so I grew up in, I was in Boy Scouts, things like that. One day I got home from Boy Scouts. We just moved into town, and I got access to cable for the first time as a young teen. So Monday night I'm flipping through the channels, and a WCW, when I'm rolling through, and there's Terry Bollea on TV, Hulk Hogan, for those of you guys who don't know who I'm talking about. There's Hulk Hogan on TV. Now, he looks totally different than what I remembered him from when I was very small. You know, he had ditched the red and yellow, good guy, say your prayers, take your vitamins stuff. He had ditched all that, and he was doing this bad guy thing. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. It was the New World Order. Man, I fell in love with professional wrestling that day. It was very much a part of my life. If you, in fact, even though I don't wrestle anymore, I still am I'm active on the indie scene for other promoters. I come in and produce content. I help produce matches and things like that. In fact, if any of you guys use TikTok, you can find my in-character work on TikTok at Bad Guy Strider. if you want to follow me on there. But usually in there, you get a different side of me. You don't see me being calm. I'm usually being a jerk. As I spent the better part of 25 years being a bad guy for money, So Terry Bollea, very influential, and then right along with him, Scott Hall. Oh man, yeah, absolutely, subscribe. Look at this. My kids came down here and left all kinds of nonsense yesterday. A whoopee cushion. Imagine. You guys got those? The other side of the world? These ridiculous things. I'm sure you do, right? Let's see if I'm smarter than the whoopee cushion. Oh, I'm too fat for it. It didn't work. Nope, didn't work. Well, what do you guys think? Should I take a nap while I'm waiting for the tablet? Should I go get on TikTok? What's my hair doing? That's a mess. Jeez. I got out of the shower and put that hat on, so that's probably a nightmare. What else we got in here that we can do? Poll? Oh, we're learning all kinds of stuff. I didn't know any of these existed. Check this out. Check that out. Yeah, I mean, you got to think. He was probably, I don't know, 6'2", 6'3", and probably easily every bit of 300, 325. So I can't imagine he was probably eating 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. Is my guess. I don't know. But that was a big dude. What is my why? Oh man. So it used to be named a few different things. When I first started, I don't remember the original name for the channel. Then I changed it to Spaghetti Codes. So more background after all the wrestling stuff, etc., etc. Later on, I became I'm actually a computer programmer, systems analyst, and I ran a little repair shop, and then we got into the other stuff that I'm into now. I changed this to the hard road because nothing has been simple. We'll put it that way. I've been through a lot. There's a video that talks about why I changed the name, but I know where I am, where I've been, and where I'm going, and I know the steps that it's going to take to get there, and none of it's going to be easy. So everybody always wants to take the easy road, right? Well, I'm not. I don't have access, so I'm going to take the hard road, and I'm going to show you guys that path. And the world is a very big space, so I'm going to show you what's working for me financially. And I am going to encourage every one of you to take advantage of those same things, because there's no reason for you to not have access to that same information. Yokozuna. What a funny gimmick that they gave him, because he is not Japanese even a little bit. He's literally Samoan. That's like the original tribal chief. Don't let Roman Reigns hear me say that, right? But Rodney, I think is pronounced Anoa'i. Fantastic! What a great heritage that family has. But Undertaker, Kane's like a mayor now. Imagine that. Would have never thought that stuff in a million years. But do you guys know Dan Severn? You ever heard of the name Dan Severn? Dan Severn was, if you haven't heard of him, he was I think, late 80s through early 90s wrestler for the World Wrestling Federation. And then he left, went to the UFC. And he kind of went back and forth. So he was a prize fighter, but he also was a professional wrestler. He owns a business here in Michigan, about 2 hours from me, called Michigan Sports Camps. Love you too. Michigan Sports Camps, which is it's a training place to learn different trades. Now, when I wrestled all over the state, but I had no training. And I had a lot of people saying a lot of really mean things to me because I wasn't trained, and that's dangerous. So the first school I actually went to, I was scouted by a guy named Jamie. And Jamie said, "Hey, I bought your backyard wrestling tape on eBay. I think you need to come down here and talk to Dan." So I went down there and talked to Dan Severn. And when I got there, it was crazy because he already knew who I was. And told me that I would be on a fast track program. I would be out faster. No, I'm definitely, I wish I was. I definitely never made it there. I'm a really good bad guy, but I've never, and I'm fat now. So, but I have a brilliant mind for the business. And I'm going to tell you, if I ever fully thrive in these other endeavors, I would probably try to get a good promotion going again. I've had a ring of my own before. I've had a group of my own wrestlers before. We've gone from city to city. We've done pretty good things. Impact, no, but I have worked with some of those guys. When I was working out of Flint, there were quite a few guys that were previous WWE. I've been told some different things by, I don't know, I actually got yelled at if you look on like the Michigan map here for Port Huron. Stop, knock it off. I got yelled at one time about 10, 15 years ago by Bret Hart. So that was embarrassing. Diddy Oil, you're out of your mind. That's hilarious. I enjoy AEW. I don't have access to it. I don't have enough time in the day to watch TV, so I'm not going to pay for cable. So I don't get AEW. I have Netflix, so I can watch Monday Night Raw. I'm going to watch the pay-per-views, and that's just about it. So we've got, what's today's date? Does anybody know? The 4th, 5th? I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. What does matter is we're like 3 weeks out from WrestleMania, right? So we're 3 weeks out from acknowledging the tribal chief, right? I don't see a single one of you down there acknowledging him. Wild. Disrespect. I enjoy some of the people in AEW, but I think Tony Khan could really benefit from. He's got some people. I'm trying to think of their names right now. Nick. What are the kids called? They used to work over there in Japan, and they came over and they formed the thing with Cody Rhodes, and now I don't remember the name of them. The Youngbloods. Is that what they're called? I don't know what their name is. They are too childish, and like they scared off their biggest star. Or not scared him off, but they pushed him away. They had CM Punk in AEW for a minute, and they got into that big fight that they had. That whole thing with Jack Perry, the whole thing over the fake glass. What is going on over here? Hold on. Put my glasses on so I can see what we got. Yeah. Living the dream. NXT. I'm fat now. I would have to get skinny, all that. I'm just gonna make pizza now and write stories for other people because that's what I'm good at. Yeah, Andre was a pretty big dude, bit huge, larger than life, dude. That guy. Oh man. This guys came up here, made all that noise. I put these on just to see what was going on. Look how gross these are. I need to go clean my glasses. How can I even see anything out of that? Oh, I got I got messages coming in the background of my phone, so I'm trying to see what all that is. I'm going to comment on both of those things. If you're coming in late, we talked about Donald Trump a few minutes ago, and I won't go too deep into politics because depending on what comes out of my mouth, I don't want to receive strikes, or it's too polarizing to really get into. But I will tell you, 3 times in my life I did vote for Donald Trump in the polls. One of those times, the last time, I really had to think about it before I did, because of some of the rhetoric that came out of him in the time, during the campaign in the years prior. Not the January 6th thing. I think that was a hoax. It wasn't a hoax, but I'd like to deflect the blame off of him. Everybody wants to blame him for that, and individuals are going to be responsible for their own bad decisions. I sat and watched live what that man said, and he did not tell them to go do what they did. He told them to go and let their voices be heard. I heard him verbatim say those things. So we're going to deflect that blame to the place where it really is, and that's on individuals who made bad choices that day. That's how justice works. So, Ryback, I follow Ryback on TikTok, and I don't know if that time's ever coming. It might. He's said several times he'd be happy if he never did. He'd be glad to come back, but he's also satisfied if he never came back. So we'll see how it goes. I tell you who I'd like to see come back. I would like to see Chris Jericho end his career at the WWE. Now he's doing phenomenal things in AEW, and he's working and giving much needed experience to younger talent. So what he's doing right now, I think, should continue. I would like to see him stay at AEW for a little while, but when he's done, because he's getting up, he's got to be like 50. So when he's done, I'd like to see him end that on the other side again, and I'd like to see him with a Hall of Fame ring. So, so the problem, and he's a good wrestler, Ryback. The problem with it is, from a wrestling psychology point of view, in order to have a guy the size of Ryback, to make that psychologically work, you have to have other guys the size of Ryback. Now, if you haven't seen, you can feel free to open up a tab and look. If you haven't seen guys like, first of all, Batista is he's older now, and he's definitely ready to sit down. He's probably never coming into the ring again. He's older. He's lost a lot of weight too. So you've got Big E, who had hurt his neck. He was out for a long time. Bobby Lashley, who I really don't think is that good of a wrestler. I'm sorry. But you've got to have guys that size in order to have guys that size. Like, you can't just hire one monster and keep them long term. So to have Ryback come in, that's not a problem, but it's not sustainable unless you have big dudes for main event caliber matches. Brock Lesnar had his little thing, whatever happened, so Brock is gone and maybe even forever. So it doesn't make sense. You can't take you can't take a guy like Ryback and say, hey, we're gonna feed you to Dominic Mysterio. He's gonna squash Dom every time. You know what I mean? Chad Gable is a tough dude. He might get lucky, but it doesn't make sense. Kane is the mayor of a small, I don't know if it's a town or a county, so I don't expect him to be around. Oh man, there's been good times and bad times for sure. So, I mean, I try to stay fairly active with it. Wrestling is my absolute passion. I have all these things that I do to try to make ends meet. I have an eventual goal of running a promotion again. Again, if you're late coming in, I had a ring at one point. I'm a trained wrestler. I wrestled several different towns in my state. I got hurt one time, pinched my sciatic nerve. That was the end of it for me for a while. Then I got married. Then I got fat. Now I'm divorced. It is what it is. So I don't anticipate a situation where I'll be able to perform again. Brock is now. Chloe, what? I didn't catch that.
All right, the smell got to us. We want to order a pizza.
Nope. We're going to make a pizza. What are we having?
Oh, that TV works.
Yeah?
Bring that connection on.
So those parts we have coming?
Send it back. Does it sound like I've done this before?
What kind of pizza do we want?
I'm sure he doesn't make any bad pizza.
No, he does not.
Oh, but you make the deep dish, don't you?
I do.
So small. You make a small deep dish or a medium deep dish? What do you want?
I got a 14 and I got a personal.
Well, 14 because we'll eat it later.
Yeah.
Or is that called the Chicago stuff?
Yep,
Yeah,
Chicago
we'll go
style.
there.
That's good because I'm live streaming, so these guys will love it. What do you want on it? In it?
I don't know.
All of it. 15 toppings. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I like mushrooms, but he doesn't. So no mushrooms. Otherwise, everything else.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if we
Everything
want all
else?
15
Well, no,
toppings.
that's
That
a
seems
lot.
I'm
crazy.
going to give you some advice.
That
Okay.
seems crazy.
That deep dish is $23.99 base price plus $2 a topping.
Okay, so
So-
we want pepperoni.
Yeah, let's not go. Well, don't go. And the more you do, because it's two crusts, so it takes longer to cook. So I'll put whatever you want on it, but just know that's how that stuff works.
Pepperoni and onion, peppers, what?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Pepperoni, onion, green pepper.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get it going. Give me a few minutes.
Nice.
Oh, we're gonna go get ice cream.
Okay. When it's all done. Well, ice cream from where? Cone Zone open?
It opened on the 4th or something like that.
Really?
So that's why I said I will pick up garbage today, but you were gonna buy me ice cream.
All right. I'm going to get ice cream tomorrow. Not today. Well, wait a minute. I get my kids in a little bit. I'll take them down to get ice cream
That
right.
would be such a good day.
Yeah. Give them some ice cream right before I give them back to their mom.
That's a good day.
Okay.
All right, so how long? Just wait till we come back.
40 minutes.
Okay.
Pepperoni,
Green pepper.
green pepper,
Onion.
onion.
I'm gonna write it.
Pepperoni, green pepper, onion. All right, guys. Give me a few minutes. Pepperoni, onion, green pepper, Chicago. All right. We kept on wrestling. Clown. Oh, he is kind of a clown. Choose your passion. I can tell you what. So it's a little bit different when you're selling like corporate pizza. Give me a minute to get established over here and I'll show you. These pizzas are a little bit different. I was out there at the table and I'm weird about germs, so I'm gonna wash my hands. And then I'll get this pizza going. Put up the thing. There we go. Here we go. Now we need some pizza dough. These pizzas are a little bit different, guys. I put a note. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need this. This is one of my favorite ones to make. So here we go. I'm going to be busy for a second, but I'll let you see as I get through the steps, all right? Okay, there's our first pound of dough. That's not quite enough. All right, let's check this here. Second half. That's for the bottom crust. This is a deep dish, Chicago style. And a little more dough than that. That'll probably work. There's a machine right behind the phone here that flattens this for me. So we're gonna cheat. I love pizza. Oh man. So this is the one you'd want to drive into town for. Watch. Hang on. Give me a minute. Way too much. Here we go. Getting there. Getting there. Need a little bit of flour. Hang on. This thing's really starting to get on my nerves. I tried to do too much at once. Hang on. Knocked the knife out of here. There we go. Try again. Put it all in a ball. Anchovy and pineapple. No, thank you. Not for me, anyways. You can order whatever you want. We're getting there. All right, here we go. I haven't seen any Joe Rogan clips in a little while. All right. Go like this. Stretch it out real good. I'm not doing the thing because I can't do it very well. Pizza again. Put Put our crust in. Try to push this down in the rim a little bit. Let me get the pizza cheese out. Gotta find the pepperonis, hold on. Got 'em. What was the other thing? Onions? Boom. Alright guys, here we go. So, that's for the lid. Turn the scale on. We're gonna do, watch this is a nightmare. We got a whole half a pound of cheese. Spread that around inside there. This is the fun part. We'll get these pepperonis in. Okay, pepperoni. Pepperonis. I hope Amy gets here soon because I'm not gonna have a whole lot more pepperoni. Butter chicken pizza? That doesn't sound bad. I'm gonna give these guys, those guys order from me all the time, so I'm gonna stuff this pizza really good for them. There we go. And then what did they say? Onions. Okay. Maybe a little more. All right. Hey, look, it's the green pepper I just cut up when we started the stream. Green pepper. Okay. Here's how we're looking so far. Now, I need one more half a pound of cheese. I'm using red onion for these. All right, there's my second half pound. So we now have a full pound of cheese on here. Now, I gotta run this stupid other crust through here. And I fight with this machine non-stop. So, there we go. Boom. Grab it from the other side. This will be easier to do without It's for my lid. I gotta have it. of stuff like that. My dough got caught in the sheeter. So now we gotta run it again. It happens sometimes. So I'm not makes me really mad when this part happens. I'm gonna get it though. No, absolutely not. It's a really big pizza. Are you kidding me? I can only eat about 2 pieces of these. There we go. I think we're getting there now, guys. This should be just about enough space. Put our second crust on. Crimp it on. No, this thing's way more than 3 pounds. There's 2 pounds of dough and a pound of cheese. So it's a little over, probably 3.5 pounds. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. All right, hang on. This is the fun part. Take this. We're gonna trim the extra dough off the edges. Okay. Now we gotta make it pretty. So I'm gonna grab here and I'm gonna roll it in. I'm gonna show you how it looks before it goes in the oven. This is what makes the really thick crust on there. All right, straighten that back out. Then poke a few vents in here. Boom. We'll let this bake for 25 minutes. Then we'll take it out, put our sauce on the top. Boom. So with that thick part, you may not, but what we do is we have this special butter season that goes on that crust. And I've been told that it's a pretty addictive crust. So, look at that. One pizza, I'm already covered in flour. But, you guys, 3 toppings. That's $24 base price. That's a $30 pizza. Crazy. Who's up here? Let me check these. It's funny that some of you are voting yes and no. Well, you know, it'd be like that. How much do we sell? It depends. It depends on the day of the week. Sometimes we do very good. and some days not so much. So yesterday we did, what's up, like 400 or something. What's up, stupid? Where's everything else? Jesus. You would get in here after I'm done with this fucking deep dish
What deep dish?
for Scott.
I was gonna say, because my phone is ringing and I've been staring at DoorDash.
Oh, Scott came up. Everybody say hi to stupid.
Hi, stupid.
We can talk like that on here because we're on a real platform. We don't censor a lot. Who the fuck is that?
Hi!
Hi! I can't wait to see you all day.
Oh,
I know, I took the trash.
did you?
Yeah, it was so fun.
Proud of
Dude,
you.
I found a big dog with skulls and everything. It was scary.
Oh, that's gross. Sure, gross. But you guys did good things for the community
Yes,
and
we
for
did.
the environment.
31.
That's the most important thing.
What's the name of the pizza outlet? If you go on, if you go on YouTube, I'm sorry, go on Google and look up. The restaurant is called Roma's Backdoor, ROMA apostrophe S Backdoor, and we're in Owasso, which is about 20 minutes east of Flint in Michigan. This business has been here since 1965 and has changed owners a few times. And previous to the remodel project was making about $1.25 million per year. And the guy the other owner took a wall down without a permit. The city shut him down. I came in to help get through the red tape, and now I have full control of the company. So I'm very pleased with that. Yeah. I cannot listen to this kid again today. It drove me fucking nuts yesterday. You dropped your pocket.
You dropped your pot.
I just cut a whole thing of mushrooms, you asshole.
Well, I wasn't, we didn't communicate that, so I got these two things. And I spent every dollar plus some of
figured.
my own.
Just thought to let you know, if you go into the group chat, there's a picture of Thomas in it.
What group chat?
You did?
The group chat picture.
I don't have that.
Cash it in, huh?
I don't have that.
If you did,
Downstairs.
Did she?
Me, McKenna, Adrian.
Say hi to the stream.
You guys all split it?
Yes, we did. 25 for each. Because I am a nice person.
You
oh,
are.
you're saying Thomas and two other people found a ball snake.
Dude, what?
Yeah,
Yes.
snakes
A
are
whole
cool.
ball of them? Yes.
They were in hibernation.
I got two cans of Bonta, just in case you, get froggy and make another meat sauce. I figured it would make you happy if I did that.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to shut
I
this.
love it.
Pepperoni.
Yeah, they'll throw these in the deep freeze.
Guys, want to come with me? I'll show you.
I know the deep freeze is.
Oh, you sure?
Yep. It's in that room over there.
Hey,
Pepperoni.
catch.
Nice catch.
She got it. Didn't it before? Oh, maybe one more. Thank you. God bless.
God bless America.
Yes.
God bless America.
Have
Did
you-
you buy me?
Huh?
Did you buy this for the chicken that I bought?
Have you guys seen The Rookie?
The what?
The Rookie?
No.
Seasons. It's on Disney Plus. You guys have to watch it.
Okay, let me get your Disney Plus password. I will not give Disney any money.
I don't know my password. Sorry.
You want to
I-
Malaysian group chat that
We do pasta. We do quite a bit of pasta,
Second.
antipasto salad, things like that. But none of those have been ordered
I
yet.
got you your
So
salt.
if somebody orders a mustacholi, that's my favorite thing on the menu. So I'll show you that if somebody orders
I
it.
got him his
No
salt
shit.
because he's salty.
I'm a salty motherfucker. I was on
Salty.
here telling them, I got a 20-year history of
Being a menace?
being a menace.
Yes.
So,
Factual. He's a menace.
menace.
And you only have 13%?
I know. Fucking Martin's been trying to hit me up for over an hour. You
Negative, sir.
Yep. You know he's trying.
Babe, there should be one of my chargers up here.
He's I won't be able to without that clippy thing. I won't be able to.
The
That
clippy thing's up
13.
here.
Huh?
Clippy thing's up here.
That 13% will give me another half an hour. By that I
The
gotta.
clippy thing is up here somewhere.
It'll be alright. I don't need it yet. 13% will get me till I go get my kids, and I'm not gonna live stream while they're in here. You know what I mean? But Martin sent me a picture of a pile of scrap,
Congratulations.
and he was like, "I don't have gas money to go get this." Well, guess what, Martin? It's not enough scrap money. There's not enough scrap in that pile to justify going to get it. You know what I mean? Like what? Give you $20 to go get $6 worth of scrap out of it?
No.
You think it's my first fucking day?
Yes, he does. And I'm so glad you're there because I would have to kill you.
I'm sorry if you're.
I literally-
Show me something that will work and we'll talk. And you show me a result. But you have repeatedly shown me you're a snake in the fucking grass, and I'm not doing it.
Not to be
Show
trusted
me.
at all.
Show me something that will work.
You can't even be sent to
No,
Gordon's.
no, no. He's got. Yeah, you're correct. He's on 2.9999 repeating out of 3 strikes with me, right? So if I give you $1, you better produce a fucking result. That's it.
And you continue to not.
Correct.
I need this for a mirror first.
Oh my god.
I'm using you guys for a mirror. It still looks terrible because my hair is dirty.
I can't let that fucking kid again today.
Listen, I thought that she was that little girl that was just chasing me around. I thought she was annoying. But,
Yeah,
but then
she doesn't bother
she's not as bad as.
I can't, like, she's too energetic.
The first time I met her, I thought I was gonna die. And now, like, I'm like, oh, I'd rather have her than Peyton. And kind of.
She reminds me of,
Guess what? Go Buckeyes.
you were too gone. You're not gonna know who this is, but you might have known her brother. That girl reminds me a lot of Heather Confer. What was her brother's name? Andy, maybe? It's been a long time, and he would have been more your age.
The name sounds really familiar, but I don't. She reminds me of somebody from school for sure. 100%.
I think I'm gonna kill this stream, but I'm gonna show you guys this pizza progress before I do. So I got too much going on in here now, but this thing is rising. Boom. I gotta text somebody, but that thing needs a few more minutes, then I'll sauce it, and then etc., etc. So that's how that works. I'm gonna come back on live here in a little while. I'm gonna go get my kids. My kids will be here for a few hours. I will not go live with my kids here. So in the meanwhile, hit that like and subscribe, get those notifications for when I go live, and we'll come on and we'll talk about the nonsense. Look, you guys, look at that. There's a green pepper sticking out of the crust. I rolled up too much, but it's okay. But I won't go live with my kids down here, so I will go live again when their mom picks them up. That's going to be in about 2 to 3 hours. So, again, click the thing so that you get the notifications. We'll talk live. I'm going to do some programming later tonight. I'm working on another YouTube channel that is pretty neato. Actually, 2 of them. So, if you guys want to see the progress on that, when I get out of here and get all these dishes done, you can see what I got going on with that. It's actually pretty neato. So I'll be doing that from the other office. Subscribe. What is that? That is a $30 pizza, sir. That is a Chicago-style deep dish, 14-inch. It's got 3 toppings in it, and that pizza has a whole pound of cheese in there. There's 2 pounds of dough, pepperoni, green peppers. What do they get, you guys? What did I write down? Pepperoni, green pepper, onion. And that's our #1 seller. But we sell quite a bit of those. So it's an absolute monster of a pizza. But again, I guess I'm going to scoot for a little bit, and I'm going to come back on here. If I do get a mustacholi or baked spaghetti order or something like that, I'll come live again with that. But not while I've got the kids and I got to get ready to go get them. So I'll see you guys in a bit.